Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Christian and today we're here to talk about the new record from Royal Thunder. It is titled Wick. It is the band's third studio record and the follow-up to 2015's Crooked Doors. Now, I had never ever heard of this band before, but thank you to That's Not Metal Radio. I heard them last week and instantly became very excited to hear this record. Now, this band have a very unique sound, one that has a real influence from old school rock and roll, yet they've been touring with metal bands for the longest time now. And this is a really good record from Royal Thunder, their third record in, and they are going strong. There are some great songwriting all the way throughout the record, and some moments that just drop off a little bit, but for the most part, a lot of really great songs. So let's get into it. First thing that we should talk about with this record is just the amount of really great songwriting that runs all the way throughout it. And a word you're going to hear me say a lot throughout this review is subtlety, and there is a lot of subtlety in the songwriting of this record, as well as some really interesting song structures. You can really hear what I mean by instrumental subtlety in songs like April Showers and Plans, where the instrumental is interesting and intriguing and ear candy all the way around the place, yet they leave a lot of room there for the vocals to come through. There are heavier moments on this record, there are softer moments on this record, and they all blend together seamlessly. And as well as that, I like that they don't use a lot of traditional song structures throughout this record. It keeps you guessing and builds a lot of anticipation for each song. And you can really hear a lot of what I'm talking about songwriting wise with the use of the guitars on this record. As I said, there's a lot of subtlety on this record, and it really comes through the most when you listen to the guitars. There are great moments where the guitars just burst into these riffs that take over an entire song, like on The Sinking Chair and the bridge of The Burning Tree. Yet there are also moments where the guitars do barely anything at all, yet do exactly what they should be doing, like on songs like April Showers. I also like that for the vast majority of this record, both guitars are playing completely different things. There are moments where they come together and create this great wall of sound that just pounds into you. But for the most part on this record, the two guitars are playing contrasting parts that complement each other perfectly, and it's a really great way to write guitars, and they pull it off absolutely seamlessly. The drumming on this record is also a major highlight, but one that I don't think I'm going to hear a lot of people mention, and that's to go back to what I've been saying all the way throughout this review, and that's that there's a lot of subtlety in the drumming as well. There are moments where the drums will go into these massive fills or play these really interesting drum beats that just capture your attention and drive the songs perfectly. But there are also a lot of moments where the drums are playing something really simplistic that just adds a lot to the whole tonality of the song. But those moments where the drums really open up and really grab your attention are in songs like Tide and The Sinking Chair, especially in Tide, which has this great thumping groove to it, which just pushes that song along. But the focal point of this record, and the most unsubtle part of this record, is in the vocals. This is one of the best vocal performances of the year, and one that is just gonna blow you away. There's so much passion and emotion thrown into this record through the vocal performances. As Bees said on That's Not Metal Radio, this chick sounds like a modern day Stevie Nicks and just has so much power to her voice. She can absolutely wail. But it's in the softer moments on this record that she really shines and shows off exactly what she can do. And the highlight of her vocals on this record is in the song Plans. It's in that song that you get to hear every little intricacy of her voice, and having the instrumental so stripped back on that song really allows you to hear that exactly how you should be able to. But there are also heavier driven tracks like The Sinking Chair, which show off a different side to her voice. She does do a lot of the same thing on this record all the way throughout it, where she is just wailing and it sounds absolutely immense. But it's on The Sinking Chair where she has to really drive that song along, and she shows that she can absolutely do that. Those two songs particularly show off that this band could throw any instrumental at her that they wanted to, and she'd still be able to deliver an absolutely fantastic vocal performance. Not everything on this record is perfect though. This record is about 10 minutes too long. It really just overstays its welcome. There are no songs on here that I would consider filler. However, for the type of record that this is, 54 minutes for me is just way too long. This is also due to a lack of variety on this record, which, as I say it, sounds absurd because there are so many different types of songs on this record, but the way I see it, I think that this feeling of dragging that this record has is just down to the way that the songs have been arranged. Maybe with a different track listing, this record would have just pushed along at a really good pace, but when there are 2 or 3 songs that are very similar to each other in a row multiple times on this record, it really just starts to drag and all the songs start to blend together. To get back into the positives though, the production on this record is done really, really well. Now, I wasn't able to find who produced this record, but I've instantly fallen in love with their production style. Everything sounds raw and real, and there are little imperfections all the way throughout this record that I love. There are occasional moments where the vocals do get lost in the instrumental, but those tiny moments here and there are not enough to take away from the great production job that's been done on this record. Overall, this is a great record from Royal Thunder. There are so many different types of songs on this record, and their unique sound is going to be something that really differentiates themselves from a lot of other bands out there. Sure, there are moments where the record does drag, but then you'll get hit with something new and just be instantly pulled back in. And it's not a record that I'm going to listen to every day, but it absolutely is a record that I'm going to be listening to for years to come. My top 3 tracks are going to be April Showers, Plans, and Wick, and I'm going to give this record a 3.5 out of 5. Anyway, what did you guys think about the record? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Did you like the record? Did you not like the record? Let me know down below. We're here to have a conversation about music, so let's do that. But if you're just going to fill up the comment section with hate and insults, just know I'm going to read your comments and laugh at how pathetic your life is. Anyway, thanks for watching my video today, guys. Please hit subscribe down below, and I will see you next time. Fresh Currents.